What's up guys, and welcome to Top Shelf Media. So today we're going to be unboxing the Bambu Labs P2S, and I'm really excited about this. This is my first 3D printer and I am so pumped. I've been waiting for one of these for a long time. But let's go ahead and get this thing unboxed. So to start off, we have some instructions and a bunch of little stickers. These instructions will come in handy a little later. Next we have a toolkit. Again, we will open this up later. It has just some tools that we will need to pull the AMS out of the printer and get everything set up. Next we have a piece of cardboard here. This just has a QR code that actually has video instructions on how to do the setup, and again, we'll get to that here in a little bit. For now, we just need to get it out of the box. Now some of you might be saying, Mike, this is a smart home tech channel. Why are you unboxing and setting up a 3D printer? Well, I mean, it uses Wi-Fi, so it could be considered a piece of smart home tech. I don't know, I might be reaching here, but in all honesty, this has been my latest obsession. So this is what I've been working on as of recent. So that is why you are getting a 3D printer video today. Now, are all my videos going to be based on 3D printers from here on out? No, it's not. But I will say this will not be the last one. I can almost guarantee it. Okay, so now that we got it out of the bag, it's time to start removing all the plastic from the outside. So the first thing I did was remove the tape from the bottom of the printer. And I took it off the bottom first mainly because I figured I would probably forget to take it off if I didn't just go ahead and do it now. After that, I moved on to the top of the printer. Got all the pieces peeled off of the side of the printer up here, and then I was able to pick the glass up off the top. It was at this point that I decided this is way too expensive of a printer for me to just wing it and figure out how to unbox it myself. So I decided to pull out that piece of cardboard that we found earlier with the QR code on it and watch that video on how to unbox this. So with the glass for the top of the printer set aside, I could start working on the front door of the printer. And this was super simple. I just peeled the tape back, slid off the piece of plastic, and we were done. From there, I removed the plastic off of that top piece of glass, and then I could start pulling stuff out of the printer. And man, do they pack this stuff in here really well. I was very surprised at just how well this fits in here. Just the forethought when they're building these things on how they're gonna pack it is incredible to me. I cannot believe how well this thing was packed. After removing all these foam pieces, which was a little nerve-wracking by the way, being that this is my first 3D printer, I'm really nervous about bending something or breaking something. So pulling these out of here was a little nerve-wracking, but after I got those out, it was time to open up the little toolkit that came with the printer. And in this toolkit is a small assortment of tools that one might need to get this printer up and running, or a little bit of maintenance. And I gotta admit, a few of these things in here, as I've recorded this video, I don't know what they're for yet. But what we do need is this Allen key to be able to remove the AMS from inside the printer. So what you're looking for are these little red circles near the bottom here that have a screw in them, and you need to remove those screws with the Allen key to be able to get the AMS out of the printer. From there, it was time to remove more styrofoam pieces from inside the printer, which is still nerve-wracking because I'm still worried about breaking something. And then it was time to remove more screws to be able to get this mounting bracket off of the print bed. And then another screw that I believe just holds the print bed down to the bottom of the printer. After that, it was time to start removing zip ties, and these I just cut with a pair of scissors. And this, just like the styrofoam pieces, I was very concerned with because I was worried I was gonna cut something that I wasn't supposed to. So just kinda move slowly. There's a reason I think why they make all the zip ties blue, because they definitely stand out. So I think that's probably the reasoning behind it, but just be careful, watch what you're doing, and you should be fine. With the final zip tie removed, I could replace the glass on the top of the printer, and then it was time to install the touchscreen. This was super simple. All you gotta do is remove that piece of tape holding down the ribbon cable there, plug that into the back of the screen, and then clip the screen on the printer. So at this point, the printer's basically ready to go. So now it's time to get the AMS ready. And to do that, first I removed the plastic from the sides of the AMS. Well, I removed it from all the sides except for one of them, apparently. After that, I opened up the lid and removed the piece of styrofoam that was in the front of the AMS. And then I could remove the tape that was holding in the silica packets in the back. And I know I don't show it, but I did end up leaving those packets in the back of the AMS. at this point we could start assembling everything together, and I was getting really excited. So the first thing I did was I took the PTFE tube and plugged it into the back of the AMS, and then plugged the other end into the filament buffer. Now I do want to point out that when I started printing, I was getting a warning whenever the filament would retract back into the AMS at the end of a print that there was a bit of resistance. Now how I fixed this was I just reseated the PTFE tubes in the back of the AMS and the one that goes into that orange connector in the back of the printer, and I haven't had any problems since. With that out of the way, let's get back to what we're doing. I was able to then plug in the AMS to the back of the printer, and then it was time to plug in the printer itself. And isn't that a glorious sight? Everything's booting up, everything looks fantastic. From here, the rest of the setup is super simple. Select your language, select your region, and then agree to some terms and conditions, and then it wants you to verify that you actually removed those screws from the bottom of the printer so the print bed can move, and then it's time for the calibration. This does take a little while, so leave it alone and let it do its thing. Now I do want to point out that I did pay full price for this printer. This video is not sponsored by Bambu Labs. I am just telling you how I feel about my first 3D printer. The P2S is fantastic. I am loving this printer. It has worked so well from the day that I got it. Like I mentioned earlier, I did have that issue with some resistance in the filament, but I was able to get that figured out fairly easily, even being my first day messing with the printer. It was not hard to figure out. So I am really happy with this purchase. And with the calibration finally done, I could start my first print. And of course, I went with a Benchy. And you can't really see it well here because it's black filament and it's pretty dark inside the printer, especially on camera. But as you'll see from this photo, it looks awesome. It came out really well. Since printing this Benchy, I have been printing so many things. Things for my kids, things for myself. I've been designing my own prints in Fusion 360, printing them on the P2S. I have just been going crazy with this thing. My wife has gotten to the point where she's asking me why I'm staying up till 1 o'clock in the morning. Usually it's because I'm working on this. Okay guys, that's gonna do it for me today. Of course, if you like content like this, please let me know down in the comments if there's anything that you want to see me make on the 3D printer or figure out how I made something on a 3D printer. I would love to get that video out for you. Also, I will be getting back into doing smart home tech here very soon. That's the plan anyway. We're gonna get back into smart home tech. But for now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe. And as always, stay curious, stay informed, and I will see you in the next video.